What's up, everyone? We're back with another podcast here on The Degenerates. I got my co-host, Ryan Wallach. How's it going, Ryan?
Good, going good. Looking forward to some basketball this week.
Yeah, it was a crazy couple days last week. So, start with the highlight of the day for us. Sorry, guys, that's mine. Alabama, Oklahoma for my highlight of the day. I mean, you have to really say much. Oklahoma kills Alabama.
Yeah, they did.
93-69. Wasn't even a game. Oklahoma storms the court. I don't know what this means for Alabama. If they're just a fluky game, or maybe you get to watch out. Maybe they're not as good as people thought. So, but yeah, so definitely did not see that coming. How about you, Ryan?
My highlight of the week was Tennessee beating Texas. Top 10 matchup, and Tennessee won it pretty easily. They were winning for the entire second half. They were up by as much as like 20, I think. Yeah, so and Oliver Nikamwa, don't know how to say that, but he had 27 points for Tennessee, which isn't usually the case. Usually they have more even scoring, and then they had Ziegler also had 22 for them, so their stars showed up, which was interesting. It shows they can win in multiple ways.
Yep, that was a good game for them. Okay, so let's start with games in the last couple of days. First game I want to look at, just Purdue, Michigan. Closer than I thought. Big game for both teams. Purdue gets the win at home against Michigan, 35-70. Zach Edey leads the way, of course, for Purdue. Yeah, anything about that game?
Yeah, it kind of went about what I was expecting. Hunter Dickinson and Zach Edey kind of had similar stat lines, kind of canceled each other out. Neither one of them really took over the game. What I wasn't expecting was that Purdue's supporting cast would outplay Michigan's. So, yeah, I don't know if it looks like Jet Howard didn't play.
No,
So,
yeah. He
okay.
last minute was playing.
So, yeah, that's probably what did it for Michigan because they only lose by 5. So, I think it's good good performance by Michigan against Purdue. But, yeah, obviously Purdue gets it done again.
Oh, yeah, and it was at Michigan, not Purdue, so I guess that makes it a little of a bigger win for Purdue. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So look at the USC-UCLA game. USC upsets UCLA 77-64. Clean score for USC.
Boogie, man.
Jay Jaquaz Jr., 15. Singleton and Campbell both had 14 for – oh, that's UCLA. Sorry. But for USC, 31 for Ellis.
Boogie, man.
That must have been a big reason why they win that game.
Yeah, he went off.
Houston was 16. Yeah, UCLA didn't really have a whole bunch of production. I mean, I guess they had 3 players in double digits, 4 players, but nothing really that stood out. Yeah, but that's a big win for USC. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, what I'm surprised by is how bad UCLA shot on their 2-point field goals because they outshot USC and they were 8 of 18 from 3, but overall they were only 20 of 56. So I don't know what that turns out, but I think their 2-point field goals had to be like terrible. So yeah, they just weren't finishing at the rim. And, yeah, obviously Boogie Ellis scores 31 for USC, so good game for him.
Yep. Okay, so let's look at some Saturday games. Not really much else on that Thursday or Friday games. So looking at Saturday, a lot of good games.
Iowa lost.
Yep. Should have won that game.
Yeah.
They had that game. Just kind of like fell apart at the end.
Michigan State refs, man.
Yep.
They were calling it both ways, but that was crazy. I've never seen anything like it, actually. I mean, the Big Ten usually lets a lot go away, but I mean, both teams are just hacking each other. I think they need to figure that out. Like, there's letting them play, and then there's like, it's just like getting ridiculous. Like, how can you make a shot when you're getting punched?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Yeah. So Saturday, I'm going to talk about Auburn real quick. I thought they were going to win that game. I said that in the last video. West Virginia, another win for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've been pretty hot. Just beat Auburn, beat Texas Tech, lost to Texas, but they won 4 of the last 6, so they're doing all right. Big 12 stuff, so.
Yeah.
Other games.
Stevens 31 for West Virginia.
Yeah. Anybody stood out for? No. Yeah. Nothing really that stood out for Auburn. I mean, Auburn was down a lot, and they almost came back and win that game. But other than that, yeah. Let's see. Creighton loses Xavier. No, wait, no. They beat Xavier. Sorry. Upset Xavier. Anything that stood out there? Not that good.
Yeah. Creighton was actually favored in this game, so I think the books just don't respect Xavier. Creighton was 6-point favorites, but
Jeez.
they won by even more than that. So congratulations to them. They had all their starters had 10+ points. Yeah, just overall good game for Creighton. Xavier struggled from everywhere, it looked like.
Yeah, didn't really. When I was watching the game for a little bit, they did not play any defense. It looked like non-existent. They had scoring, but they just were not playing any defense. And then Creighton was also hot from behind the arc, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's a good win for Creighton. Xavier, they're an up and down team for me. Some points they look really good, and some points they're just like they need to step up their defense if they want to go far in the tournament.
Creighton only had 6 fouls, so it's kind of crazy.
At Creighton, so yeah.
Creighton refs, I guess, but they even if it was a little bit towards Creighton, I think they still would have won regardless.
I agree. Saturday also, we talked about it earlier, Alabama loses to Oklahoma. What else? Missouri beats Iowa State. Missouri seems like they're always beating these good teams. I don't know. And they do it with pretty big fashion, 78-61 at Missouri.
Missouri's coming, man.
Yeah, they're coming. Looking at the box score for Iowa State, leading scorer Holmes with 19, Coucher with 14, but nothing really else for them. Only 9 points off the bench. Looking at Missouri, 20 for Brown, 17 for Hodge, 12 for Honor, however you pronounce that. But yeah, pretty big win. Iowa State, another loss. They're still ranked though, so I think Missouri's better than people think.
They did beat Kansas State, so
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they didn't really drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, Iowa State had 19 turnovers, so just all around not a good game for Iowa State. I also want to talk about Kansas. I don't know if you were going to get to that or not. But
yeah.
They went to Kentucky and won. I think they were underdogs. Yeah, Kentucky was favored by 3.
Oh.
So yeah, they had a pretty good all around game from everybody, and then Kentucky just couldn't make a 3. They only made 2 3-pointers in the entire game, and Kansas just looked like the better team the whole game. Nothing other than that really stood out for me. I don't know how Sheboy did. 18 and 9, so kind of an average game for him.
Yeah. Wasn't Kansas? So they beat Kentucky. See, they lost to Baylor last game. They beat they lost to. Sorry, I forgot about that. They lost to Kansas State, TCU, and Baylor. So that win's pretty big for them after that 3-game skid. I don't. Is Kansas as good as people think? Like, do you think they're a top 10 team?
I mean, I do, but I'm biased
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
Kansas. But I think when
yeah.
they play good, they're easily top. I think they can be anybody. I think they're top. They can literally be anybody if they're playing well.
Mm,
It's just over that past like 2 weeks, they weren't really playing that good.
yeah.
No, Jalen Wilson was the only person doing anything. He wasn't getting any help. So when
Mhm.
they all come together, that's when you see the good games like they've been putting, like they just put together against
Yeah,
Kentucky.
yeah. See any other games that Saturday stood out? Um,
Houston had another close one against Cincinnati.
yeah,
Cincinnati was winning, I think, pretty late into that game, and then Houston pulled away at the very end.
yeah. Houston still scares me a bit after that one loss, bad loss, and still haven't really killed teams. I guess looking at the box score for that game, lean score for Houston. Walker with 25. Roberts
Yeah,
has 14. Shed has 13. Bench only brings off. They only played 9, so bench brings off 9 off the bench for them. So yeah, it's a weird team. They're in a weird conference, so you can't really tell when they play like teams like Cincinnati and wherever they play. But yeah. So yeah, let's look at any games Monday or Sunday. Sorry.
Iowa beat Rutgers.
Yep.
Uh, that was a pretty
Purdue.
regular game.
Yeah.
Purdue, yeah,
Won by
they
3. They always barely win. It seems like I don't know.
on what day?
Sunday. Sorry.
Didn't Purdue win by like more than that?
Um, I'm looking at the wrong Sunday. Yeah, that was last Sunday. Oh yeah, Purdue. I think they killed Michigan State.
Yeah,
That was
they beat Michigan
Saturday.
State by on
Yeah.
Sunday. They beat Michigan State.
Oh yeah, they killed him. Then. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Edie with like a career high, I think.
Oh yeah,
38.
he had like 30, 13, I think.
Yeah, Edie with 38, 13 rebounds. Yeah.
Hmm.
They kill Michigan State. See, like they're so this. I don't know. I feel like even though they only have one loss, right, to Rutgers,
Yeah.
they seem like they're either killing teams or barely win. I don't know. I guess the win's a win. At
Hmm.
Purdue, Michigan State, it's been weird. They can be good. I don't know. They started off hot in the Big Ten. I mean, so yeah. Um, yeah, not over the other games Sunday that I see.
There wasn't very many games on Sunday at all.
Yeah. So let's get to bet of the day.
That is the day, sweet.
Okay. Let's talk about last video's bet of the days. It's a hard topic to talk about. Arizona's up 10, about 30 seconds left. I think if you've watched any college basketball, you're probably seeing it on ESPN or anywhere, honestly. Up 10, dribbling it out, throws it off the glass, turns it over. Give up the 2 on the other end. Okay, up 7 still. Dribbling out, get past the press. Dude has a wide open dunk and misses. They get the rebound and hit a 3 with a second left to give me a push. It hurts. It hurts. You think you have it, and you get that. But it wasn't a loss. It's a push. So I'm gonna bounce back. Give you guys a good pick today. Ryan, how was your bet?
Yeah, Fullerton. We had them at +3 against UC Irvine, and they actually won by 1 point. So maybe if you sprinkled money line, hopefully you made some extra money.
Yeah.
If not, it's a winner either way. And then Fullerton actually won by 30 their next game. They held Cal Poly to 36. So Fullerton might be a sneaky little wagon for the
Sleeper.
rest of the season.
Sleeper pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to the bets of the day. I'll start first. Virginia at Syracuse. They've already played once. I think Virginia wins by 7, 9. They were favored by like double digit that game, so they didn't cover that. But they're going to Syracuse, and I think they're going to cover that -5. Virginia's definitely the better team. I think they're better than more than 5 points. We know what Syracuse likes to run. They like to run that zone defense. And for Virginia, they're lowest in the league, or they're highest in the league in assist to turnover ratio at 1.8. So they're not going to turn over the ball over against that zone. And also, they're ranked top 30, I think, top 40. No, yeah, top 30 in the 3-point percentage. So,
Cool.
they're not. Syracuse had to bring out that zone or else Virginia's going to knock down those threes. And so that's why I think Virginia's going to cover that -5. And also, just like side note, I think that game goes over that 132.5. So that's just another thing. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game than 132. So yeah, but I got Virginia -5. We're gonna get back. We're getting the win column. We're getting the win column today, boys. No fluky stuff. So that's my bet of the day, Ryan.
Yeah, I got Syracuse +5.
No.
I'm just kidding. Kidding. Actually, I like that pick. I was gonna say Syracuse is kind of slumping right now, and Virginia's pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
But Virginia doesn't cover the spread a lot, I'm seeing, and that doesn't surprise me because they usually have like close, kind of low scoring games. But we'll see. I think my pick is the ultra lock of the day. We'll see. I don't want to hype it up too much. We're 3-0. Hopefully we can make it 4-0. I really like this pick. You never know what can happen though when you're betting on two teams like this that aren't that great. But I'm gonna take Southern at -9 against Jackson State. Southern is 14-5 against the spread this year, so I'd love to see that. They're 6-0 at home. They've only had 6 home games. They've won all of them. They've also actually. I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna get back to the home games. I got a lot of notes on this. Jackson State, they're not a good team, but they're okay at home. But this is at Southern, and Jackson State's 2-13 on the road. They're actually 4-0 on. Jackson State's 4-0 at home, so they play significantly worse on the road. Southern's 7-1 in conference play. They're only 11-10 overall. But they're 7-1 in conference. I think they're the best team in that conference. They had like a really, really tough non-conference schedule, so I think they're battle tested. They lost to UNLV, who's an all right team. They lost to Arizona. They lost to St. Mary's. They beat California, and then they had some. The rest was kind of like not great teams, but that's kind of why their non-conference schedule. Or their non-conference record wasn't so good. But, yeah, they're 7-1 once conference play has started. And their closest – so, what did I say their home record yet? They're 6-0 at home. Their closest home game was an 8-point victory versus Grambling, who's 13-7, and they're second in the conference at 6-2. So it's a good team. They beat them by 8, and they have covered in every single home game this season. So – take Southern -9 against Jackson State. I think Southern wins by 12-15.
Wow. I mean, I didn't know much about either of those teams, but now I feel like Southern's going to win by 20. Hearing that.
Yes, sir.
I might have to sprinkle with you.
I did the research for today's pick.
I might have to sprinkle.
Oh.
So if you guys want to make more money, just parlay our picks together, and yeah. You'll get some good cash coming out of that. Any other games you're like looking at? So for me, upset of the day for me. Watch out, North Carolina Central against Norfolk State. NC Central's +6. I'm pretty sure. -5. Sorry, +5.5. But I think they win this game. I was looking at Norfolk State's stats and. I think their record doesn't really show what their stats actually are. I think they're not as good as a team as people think. I'm just gonna say if you want to make money, just put a little bit on the NC Central money line. I think they win this game.
What are they? +6?
+5.5. Yeah.
+5.5. Okay.
Just watch out for that game.
I Got another one that I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about a little bit to you earlier, but FAMU,
Mm-hmm.
they're 3-16. They are not a good team, but they're plus 118 at home tonight. I think they beat Alabama State. Let me pull up some of their records. FAMU, they're actually 3-3 at home. They're 0-13 on the road, so they're significantly better at home.
Mm-hmm.
And Alabama State is 1-14 on the road. They've only won one road game. So yeah, neither one of these teams are very good. And I think just the home court advantage is going to be the difference in this game. Yeah, I mean they're both losing by like double digits. Uh, and FAMU, their last like 5 games, they won one. They're 1-4, and then they're either losing by like 10 points or less. So they're keeping it close. And yeah, I like them at home against Alabama State. Money line if you want to sprinkle on something fun. The only thing is these teams are so bad. I don't even think they don't even have it on like ESPN Plus. So I don't know where you're supposed to watch the game, but
Yeah.
they have the line for it, and I see value. So I just want to let you guys know about that.
Okay. So, you guys heard from us. Want to make some money today. Okay, so it's Monday, so new rankings. Let's talk about the rankings.
Okay.
Anything that you disagree with, you agree with, that you don't like?
You want me to go in again?
Yeah, you could start it off.
Okay. I disagree with. I mean, I'm not like there's nothing majorly wrong, but let me start with what I agree with. I agree with Tennessee at number 2. They had a great week. They had a great win on Saturday, and they basically just swapped spaces with Alabama, who got blown out. Talk about Bama. Actually, I'll just get talk about Bama next. I think they're too high. I don't know how much did they lose by? A lot.
Yeah.
They lost by like 20 plus to Oklahoma, 24. I mean, I don't know very many top 5 teams that can just lose by 24 to an unranked team. That's not having a very good season, compared to these teams. Yeah, Alabama, move them lower. I'm going to talk about some of the teams that I just think should be lower, not on the list. UConn, I picked them to be in my Final Four. I still think they're going to turn around. They don't deserve to be in the top 25.
Yep.
They just keep on losing. Get them out of there. Auburn, same kind of thing. They keep losing. Get them out of there. Why are they still in the top 25? You have teams that, are winning that you could replace with them. I'll talk about who I think should be replaced with them, I guess, since, if you're going to take teams out, you got to put teams in. You can't just criticize them and then not say that there's teams that are better than them. Missouri had a great week. They beat Iowa State. They've been playing pretty well the whole season. I think Missouri should be in there instead of Auburn or UConn. And then also Creighton, they had a great win, and they're getting things turned around. They were kind of struggling earlier, but they're starting to get hot. So I think Creighton, Missouri should switch with UConn and Auburn. One last thing. I have more to talk about, but I want you to talk about some too. I don't want to just – I could talk about every single team if I wanted to. But Charleston loses, and they're unranked. I've been really high on Charleston all year, but I will say that I think they got this right. You can't just lose to bad teams and, not be punished for it. It sucks that they fell all the way from 18 to not even being ranked. But, yeah, I mean, this is kind of how I wish they would treat Gonzaga, who loses to shit teams and doesn't get dropped out. I have a feeling you might want to talk about Gonzaga or maybe some other things. I'll have more to say, but you can say what you want to say, too.
I was going to say Gonzaga, they got a good win yesterday against Portland, They're a good team. Are you kidding me? Come on, why are you guys still ranked to the top 15? I don't get it. You got to treat every team the same. Charleston loses a bad game, and Gonzaga loses to who they lose again to. I don't even want to talk. I don't even know. They lost to a bad team. That's all that matters. And they're still in the top 15. I don't know. I don't think they should be that high. Maybe
Gonzaga went up 2 spots this week.
Yeah.
They went from 14 to 12. I mean, I know there's teams that are losing, but there's teams below them that should be moving up, not Gonzaga. Gonzaga, they had one game, I think. They beat Portland.
Yeah. Unless Portland's like a hidden gem and they're like really good or something. I mean,
let's say Charleston didn't lose that game and they just won. I don't think they're going up 2 spots. They're going to stay where they're at because
If anything, yeah, they might move them down just for fun. No, I don't. I hate it. I hate
they
it.
might.
Gonzaga's frauds. Gonzaga is frauds. Okay.
Yes,
But anyway,
yes.
I also agree with Alabama. They should not be that high still, especially losing by that much to that like a team like Mississippi State or Oklahoma. Sorry,
Yeah.
Oklahoma's not. I don't think they're that good. I mean, they're in the Big 12, so it's hard to tell. But I don't think they're that good. So I think Alabama should have been moved down a little bit more. What else? I think UConn too. I don't think UConn should be in the top 25. They moved down 5, but they have not been playing good. They've not had really any great wins. I don't know. Who else? Miami. Who is Miami? Let me look at their last games. Let's see. Last game they lost to Pitt.
Yeah.
They beat Florida State. I mean, they're just back and forth. They lose. Look at this. Okay, lose to Georgia Tech. Beat Boston College. Lose to NC State.
Yeah.
Beat Syracuse. Lose to Duke. Beat Florida State, and then lose to Pitt, and you're still in the top 25.
They should be unranked. Yeah, ACC is not good enough for them to be going
No.
500. So
Like maybe if you're playing Big 12 teams, which I think is the best conference,
Exactly.
maybe. But like NC State, Duke's not that good. We already discussed that. Pitt, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Not, and also San Diego State. Why are they in? What happened with them? Did they have a big win?
They just keep on beating bad teams.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of like Gonzaga. Like the San Diego State was ranked at the beginning of the season, so the voters like have that respect for them. But I mean, they don't treat Charleston like that. Charleston had to go 20-1 to even get ranked, and San Diego State's lost 4 games already. So yeah,
I guess they lost to St. Mary's, which is an okay team. New Mexico,
Utah State, who I think is good.
Yeah, they lost to New Mexico, who was ranked last week. So I guess they aren't a bad team. They've lost to Arizona, which isn't a bad team, and Arkansas. Okay, maybe it was a little too harsh on them. Their 4 losses are not bad losses, but like.
And Utah State's good. I'll give respect to Utah State. We beat them last year. They always have a good team.
But like, that's like their one good win. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't really have that many good wins. I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Gonzaga's frauds.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah, I still got a few teams.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Gonzaga. Definitely move them lower. I think you put Iowa State ahead of them. Even though Iowa State lost, they also beat Kansas State. The difference between Gonzaga and these other teams is the other teams below them are actually beating good teams. Gonzaga's beating nobodies, and then they sometimes lose also. Like the other teams below them, they have more losses, but they have a lot better wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gonzaga needs to be lower. I'll just talk about this now. I don't know if you're gonna, but Gonzaga actually travels to St. Mary's on Saturday, and I don't know who they're gonna favor, but I think they might even favor Gonzaga. And if that's the case, then I'm hammering St. Mary's. I'll hammer St. Mary's up to like 5 points. I mean, they're just better to be at home. So, yeah, I just want to talk about I guess I'll leave me into St. Mary's. They're at 18. I think they could be higher still. They went up 4 spots. They beat BYU at BYU, so that was a huge win. Mm-hmm. They're just showing – I think they only played 1 game this week. They just beat BYU. But I think that's a good enough win to move them ahead of some other teams, like maybe Gonzaga,
Yeah.
FAU is up to 19. They moved up a couple spots. They're not one of those teams. They just keep on winning. So, I mean, put them ahead of the teams that are losing, I guess. I don't know. It kind of contradicts what I say about Gonzaga, but Gonzaga's lost in conference. I don't think FAU's 11-0 in conference. They could be ahead of Gonzaga. A lot of these teams could be ahead of Gonzaga, if you ask me. I mean, we both are Gonzaga haters. Maybe they'll prove us wrong, but yeah, they just haven't done anything to deserve the respect that they're getting this year, other than what they've done in other years. Like if their name wasn't Gonzaga, they would not be in the top 25. Exactly. St. Mary's, FAU, they should be higher, ahead of Gonzaga even, I would say. Indiana gets ranked this week after beating some two pretty good teams. Minnesota and Ohio State. I'm just kidding. Minnesota and Ohio State suck. They are 12th and 14th in the Big Ten. So I don't know why Indiana went up. They went from all the way from being unranked to up to 21. That's another team there's teams like Missouri, Creighton, that are winning games that could be up there.
I agree.
I even think Oral Roberts is having a really good season. Oral Roberts is kind of like, an FAU or a Charleston. Like, they're not playing anybody, but they keep on winning. I don't know if I think they're like 19-3 or something like that. So they've lost a couple games, but we all know they've had Max Amos. I think he's a senior now. They've had him for a while. He always does it for them. So, yeah, I think Oral Roberts could get some more votes. I saw they got 2 votes. That's why I talked about him. So at least they're showing him some respect, but I think they could be getting even more votes. Yeah, sorry. That's all I have to talk about.
I don't think they're that good. They beat 2 teams who, let's be honest, they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about the rankings. That's about it. So let's go look at some games coming up tonight. Any games? There's not really many games.
Baylor at Texas.
Yeah, that's the biggest game for the night. Who do you think wins that game or covers the spread?
I think Texas wins and covers the spread.
You think so?
What do you think? Yeah.
I'm going to go against you on that. Baylor's won the last 5 games, so they're hot. Let's see. Texas just lost to Tennessee. They're a good team, so they've also lost to Iowa State in the last 5. So they're 3-2 in the last 5. They're not horrible, but I think Baylor just – I don't know. Baylor's just hot. They're hot. Even though they're going to Texas, I just think Texas defense is not that good, and I think Baylor is going to show that they're the better team tonight. So
I think Texas. All right. I think Baylor's a good team.
Baylor +4, and then I think they might win this game.
I think Texas is the better team, and I think that they're also the home team, so I have no reason to go against them. They're 12-1 at home. Baylor's only 3-2 on the road, so they're nothing special on the road. Mm-hmm. So yeah, give me Texas. Give me the points.
Okay.
I think they got Marcus Carr. He's a stud. He used to play for Minnesota. Yeah, he's a leading scorer by a lot. Hopefully he shows up. They average 80 points a game. I think they're going to just run Baylor out of the gym. I think Baylor's going to try to keep it slow, but I think that Texas is just going to want to run all over the place. And yeah, I think they can win by 5 points.
Okay. We'll see. The only thing that scares me is if Carr's having a bad game, it's hard for Texas to score points.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, we'll see. It'll be a good game. So yeah, nothing really else Monday. Looking at Tuesday games. Oh, pretty sure. Is it Kansas State, Kansas? Yeah, that's gonna be a big game. 7 versus 8 at Kansas. Kansas is favored by 7. I'm already gonna say Kansas State's covering that line easily. I don't think Kansas is as good as people think. 7 is way too many points, even if it's at Kansas. So for that game, I like Kansas State -7, +7. Sorry. How about
Jayhawks by 7, baby.
Oh my God! Why?
They're better and they're at home. Same reason as Texas. What do we know? What's my rule in college basketball when it comes to gambling?
Never.
My number one rule. What is my number one rule?
Something about teams going at home or ranked teams at home or
anybody at home. Yeah, well, actually, mainly Power 5. Actually, any conference, but mainly like Power 5 teams on the road. They just turn into like middle school teams. So, but Kansas State beat Kansas by 1 in overtime. That was at Kansas State. I think Kansas turns it around and they blow out Kansas. They're also, they're coming off a win finally. I think they got some momentum now. Yeah, give me Kansas. Give me the 7 points. give me Jalen Wilson, give me Grady Dick, and give me a lot of buckets from Kansas.
Okay.
It's an in-state rivalry. It's hard to beat a team twice. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you think Kansas State can win or if you just think they're going to cover. But either way, I think Kansas is definitely going to win, and I think they probably cover.
7.
Yeah, 7.
Okay. It's a lot of points, but we'll see. Any other games you want to talk about? I mean,
see, San Diego State goes to Nevada, and they're only favored by 1.5, so it's kind of odd. I mean, Nevada's a good team, but they just ranked San Diego State. Now they're saying they can only beat Nevada by 1.5 points. I don't think a ranked team should only. I don't know. I don't know how good Nevada is. Maybe I'm disrespecting them. They're 16-6, so.
yeah.
Indiana's underdogs tomorrow against Maryland at Maryland.
How much?
1.5. I think Maryland's gonna. You know what
Maryland's,
they're gonna do. That's a trap game. They want you guys to bet Indiana. They want you. They're like, oh, Indiana. They're 21. They're getting. They just had 2 wins against Minnesota and Ohio State. They're trying to get people to bet on Indiana. Maryland. I think Maryland. I might buy some extra points. I might get some plus money on that. Personally, I might take Maryland by 5, like an alternate spread. I'm not saying you guys should do that. I always, recommend stick to the -110 bets, but I'm pretty confident in Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland's after watching Iowa, I'm like, they're not good, but they beat Michigan. They lose to Purdue by 3. Just beat Wisconsin and Nebraska, which aren't great teams, but still. And I don't think Indiana's as good, so I agree with you on that pick. Yeah, there's not really many more games that I see that catch my eye.
No.
I just wanted to mention Northwestern. 2 wins already. 2 wins.
Yeah,
They killed Nebraska and Minnesota. So, I mean, those are wins. Those are wins they should get. But Iowa, they make up game Tuesday. It's gonna be a good game.
It's not.
See the score on that at Harvard.
It's not gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder what the spread's gonna be. I wonder how much they're gonna favor. Iowa's gonna be favored, even though Northwestern's got the better record. But
it's our Harvard, so yeah, they're definitely be favored. Just depends how many points. Yep. Okay. So I think that's gonna be about it for today's podcast. Any last words before we get out of here?
Wanted to say Providence and Xavier play on Wednesday, so it's at Xavier. I think it's too. I don't know. They're 17-16. I think they're both overrated a little bit. We'll see. Kansas goes to Iowa State over the weekend. That'll be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And Purdue goes to Indiana, which, I think Purdue's a lot better, but that's in-state rivalry, so that should be an exciting game. Yeah, that's all the things that excite me the rest of the week. Those are all like weekend games except for Providence Xavier's tomorrow. And then St. Mary's is going to blow the brakes off Gonzaga and expose them as the frauds that we believe they are. That's all. That's all I have to say.
I like it. So subscribe to us on YouTube. Go follow our TikTok. I need to start posting more. So I'm gonna try to get more posts up there. Rate 5 stars. Leave a like. Next one. Peace.